Welcome back. Now for what's tipping the scales, an unimaginable case. A beautiful one-year-old baby dying in a hot car. But this isn't the case of a forgetful parent. No, this mother intentionally left her 1- and 3-year-old boys strapped in their car seats while she went into the doctor's office to get a lip filler injection treatment. Defendant Maya Hernandez says that she left the air conditioning on in the car, but it shut off in her car after about an hour on its own. The 1-year-old baby died. Now she's charged with murder. Her defense attorney says it's negligence at the most and that Ms. Hernandez made a, quote, difficult parenting choice. The boy's grandmother feels differently. She spoke to a local TV station about it.
I couldn't stop screaming. I just kept picturing them alone. I can't even imagine what they went through. They were strapped in their car seats. They couldn't even get up to save themselves. She literally locked them in their car seats and shut the doors.
This case, I know it breaks your heart like it does mine. And there's more. There's a lot more than we've been learning as we've been digging into this case. I want to bring in someone who's done a tremendous amount of research on it. You've seen her before on this program, Court TV digital content producer Lauren Silver back with us. Lauren, good morning. Oh, this case is so heartbreaking. I know it breaks your heart just like it does all of our wonderful courties out there watching. You've learned a lot more about this mom, the situation, how it happened, the car. If you would kind of walk us through what we know about just how she went about this appointment and then at what point the air went off.
So we don't know exactly when the appointment was first made, but we know that this was a well thought out appointment. The registered nurse who performed the appointment confirmed to police that she had texted in the morning to confirm the appointment, that she was going to be coming. And in that text exchange, she said, would it be okay if I brought my children with me to the appointment? The nurse said, absolutely. The only problem is they'll have to wait in the waiting room, but if you're okay, that's fine, bring them. Maya Hernandez then never responded to that. She did arrive at the appointment at approximately 2:00 p.m. She didn't return to the car until 4:30. So police estimated between 2.5 hours these kids were left alone. And they were strapped into the car. The windows were rolled up. The car was left on. She left the car running with the keys under the seat. The vehicle was unlocked, air conditioning set to 60 degrees, and the fan setting was on a 4 out of 7. However, the Toyota dealer that police spoke to said that the vehicle that she was in, which is a 2022 Toyota Corolla hybrid, automatically shuts off after 1 hour of inactivity. So they were in the back, they had milk, they had crackers, candy, and a cell phone propped up to watch TV, but when that car was inactive for an hour, it shut off.
Oh my gosh, this is just so awful for so many reasons. It boils my blood, Lauren. The details you shared with us, just kind of taking a step back and thinking about how she prepared for this event to leave them certain things. You mentioned the food, the different types of snacks, milk for the kids. What if the kids would have choked? I mean, leaving a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old unsupervised to eat. When would any mother ever do that, let alone in a car unattended where some stranger could kidnap them? This is incredible to me. And the forethought it would take to have that appointment to get the lip filler injection. Surely she blocked off her schedule for that. This wasn't just a, spur of the moment. I think I'll go get my lips filled. My gosh, tell us a bit about the temperature. This is really upsetting to think about, but this is going to come into the case. What have you learned, Lauren, about how hot it got that day in California?
It was a blisteringly hot day. The temperatures were up at around 101 degrees. Another person who had been in the spa with them had a dog. He said he took it out for a walk, and it was so hot he didn't want the dog to walk anymore. He carried the dog and got it some water. So the interior of the car, police estimate, was able to reach a temperature of 143 degrees after 1 hour. The internal temperature of the 1-year-old child who died was 107 degrees. The surviving child had a temperature of 99 degrees by the time he got to the hospital. People had been pouring water on him, giving him cold water before that.
Oh my gosh, Lord, it makes you want to cry hearing about that. They had to literally cool the child down, with icy water. The 3-year-old, the 1-year-old baby did not make it. 107 degrees, you're telling us his internal body temperature when he was discovered, and the car reached 143 degrees. A mom now charged with murder. Her defense attorney saying, oh, this was what did he call it? A difficult choice. She made a difficult parenting choice. I'm sure our other guest, Casey Early, has something to say about that. Casey, I know you've got a lot of thoughts on this. Go right ahead, my friend. What do you think hearing these facts, please?
Julie, you know how I feel about parents when they neglect their children for selfish gain. And this is exactly what it is. And here's the thing. We talk about her keeping the AC on and not knowing it automatically shuts off. That's not even important to me. What about a potential carjacking? What about a potential robbery? You thought about that enough to lock the car doors, but you didn't think about the well-being of your children. It was selfish. She already asked whether or not she can bring them in. Maybe she didn't want to deal with them. There is no excuse. And the prosecutors charged this case perfectly because this was a murder. I have 4 children. I don't even keep them in the car when I'm running in quickly. They can walk in with me. This is what you do as a parent. You sacrifice, you give because they did not ask to be here. So every time I hear about this story or anything dealing with child neglect, physical abuse, sexual abuse, it burns me up. So there's no excuse for what she did, and she's facing justice right now.
Casey, I knew you would feel that way. Excellent points. And here, I think what's so infuriating about this one, we've seen the hot car death cases, sadly, many times in America. Far too many times we've talked about them. And typically it's that forgetful parent, that awful, oh my gosh, I had this moment where here, no, this was the planned event. This was like the parent who knew, she scheduled it, she had snacks, she had all this stuff. It's like, this is not forgetfulness. When the defense attorney is saying it's negligence, I'm going, negligence? It's far worse than that. Casey, in terms of anything redeeming about this, her age, or the defense attorney also saying, she's very young, her age, 20 years old, saying, she's sympathetic, her brain's not fully formed, whatever he said about her being young. What are your thoughts on that?
It's somewhat mitigation if they're seeking, to resolve this case, but it's not sufficient because, again, this is not a case where she never had custody of her children and this was her first time and she really forgot, similar to the example that you made. This was well thought out, and she even asked whether or not she can bring them in. So mitigation alone, age is not sufficient. Even if she didn't have a criminal background, you need more. This is going to be a very difficult case to resolve. But, and I take it that there's possibly no resolution at this time, but the factors are so egregious to the point where, and to your point where you made earlier, leaving them with food, there was no supervision whatsoever. So this is going to be a big hurdle for her to overcome.
Oh, yeah, a big time. Casey, thank you for that. Lauren, would you walk us through what's going on with her in terms of her bail status, next hearing, when we expect that to happen? Kind of give us the big picture of all things here, if you would, please.
So now their charges are being upgraded to murder. She does face another new court date to face those new charges, and that will be July 24th. And I'm sure that her attorney will move for bail after that. The other child who survived is not in the custody of the family right now. It's in the custody of the state.
Oh, boy, how sad. Gosh, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who loved that little baby boy who passed away so much. And then our prayers and thoughts go out to the little 3-year-old, him navigating life after this. Who knows what will happen. Lauren Silver, always great to have your reporting. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. Casey Early, always great to have your legal analysis. Thank you both kindly.